Daniel Jeremiah. Move the sticks, who we are a fan of, who does have connections around the league and information. He does that mock draft every year really good.
That's right.
Now, Schrags won this year.
He did.
And he's been taking a victory lap around the internet as he should. Congratulations, Schrags. Schrags been giving himself the emoji trophy.
He has been.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
He's been quote tweeting people that have been doing the math on who had the best draft. It is he. He put the emoji of the trophy up there. And I want to let you know, I hope they give you an actual trophy, Schrags, because everybody's trying to do what you're doing, and you've been great for a while. Now, the person that won it last year, Daniel Jeremiah, a man who does color commentary for the Chargers and is plugged, not only with the NFL Network, but the NFL. He says he thinks Drew Lock can potentially win the starting quarterback job for the New York Football Giants. They were comparing Daniel Jones and Drew Lock, emphasis on Drew Lock, to the QBs that were going to be there at 6. And the line for them was Drake May. So whenever they're talking about taking another quarterback, they're like, wait a second, we got Daniel Jones, obviously, and his eyes are bigger than they've ever been. Yeah. He's seeing more of the earth than he's ever seen before. Maybe it'll help him on the field with those big old eyes. That's a nice fish.
Yep.
Big in eyes.
Yeah.
But that's a nice fish. Daniel Jones had some fish eyes at a press conference that all of us judged him. Then you start looking at his output the last couple of years with how much money he's making. You're thinking to yourself, wait, is he potentially going to be a guy on his way out of New York? They got to be taking quarterback. Then Shefty came on here and said, they're looking for Joe Alt. Maybe the reason why they weren't so high on a quarterback is because Drew Lock came in there and said, call that bitch my bodyguard? Yeah, that's my bodyguard. Talk about some moxie. Guy made some plays for Seattle, has handled the trade from Denver to Seattle, being a backup, having to kind of go about redefining who he is as a person in the NFL. Now he's at the New York Football Giants. Why not Drew Lock? And Daniel Jeremiah saying there's a chance that's reality.
And the last time we saw him, like Drew Lock was spinning the rock. We were talking about the Eagles game earlier. That was one of the most electric scenes, I feel like, of the season last year because the Seattle Seahawks weren't really playing for anything. The Eagles were, they were in a slump, but it was still the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's throwing dimes to beat them in prime time. Daniel Jones, I don't know if he's been looking over his shoulder with Drewy Lock in the building, but now he might have to.
Yeah,
for shoot, brother.
Why not? And, he was out there with Geno. He could have learned so much from Geno from his story. Remember, had a great start with the Jets, was supposed to start with the Jets. Altercation happens. Then all of a sudden there's a couple character assassination stories that come out about him. He goes to San Diego, backs up Phil Rivers, goes to Seattle. Then he gets a job and he takes it.
Yeah, gets a deal.
It's like, why not Drew Lock? Same thing. Denver's supposed to be guy. Then he gets traded out of there, back up, learn some stuff. As at another home, it's like, why not Drew Lock go and do it? Hey, Drew, good luck out there against Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and this might be like the move. Tampa's going with Baker, and if you were to say that 2 years ago, you'd be a lunatic to say that Baker Mayfield was going to be the next quarterback for the next 10 or 5 years with Tampa Bay. Maybe this is kind of becoming the new thing in the NFL, especially because people are so quick to move on from quarterbacks. I'm not going to say it, but look out for Mac Jones, perhaps, if he gets a shot somewhere, because he could have a nice little redemption story.
Well, he's down there in Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence, obviously super high hopes for Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, especially because Doug Peterson's the head coach. He's been there, done that, and radiates cool.
Yeah.
Just radiates. Oozes machismo.
He does.
There it is.
He's what Doug Peterson does with that visor, and he's been to the mountaintop. So he knows how to get there, is what you would assume. He's former quarterback, so his relationship with the quarterback's huge. But if Trevor Lawrence gets hurt, which happened last year, even though he never misses games, Trevor Lawrence, if you look into how many games he's missed, is none.
Tough.
And it actually hurt him last year because I think he went out there very injured, both with a knee and a shoulder, I think. And he played bad football down the stretch. It's the reason why the Jags didn't go on to do what they were doing. Now people are judging Trevor Lawrence. It's I think he was pretty hurt. I think he was pretty hurt at the end of the year, but he just chose to still play because he's a tough, handsome, long-haired guy.
Football guy.
Now you got Mac Jones down there who has some football hours behind him.
Big year for Trevor Lawrence. There's a video going around the internet right now about Gardner Minshew's numbers versus Trevor Lawrence's numbers over their last 50 games. Gardner Minshew way better.
Well, Gardner Minshew, whenever he was at Jacksonville, was selling headbands and jorts.
He was mania.
He was. There's another guy, Gardner Minshew.
Yes.
Starts in Jacksonville, takes over the world. There's a full turnover. He gets sent out to Philadelphia, learns his stuff, does his stuff, gets ingratiated with the place. Actually asks if he could be a starter over Jalen, gets shut down quickly, handles it like a professional. No big deal. I'll be a great backup. Shane Steichen then from Philly comes over here to Indianapolis. They sign Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew goes to the Pro Bowl. with the Indianapolis Colts as their starter for basically 12 games of last year. Michael Pittman Jr. gets a new deal out of the entire thing. Our belief in Shane Steichen is real. And now he's a starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. So it's like these stories of like work, not work, move, learn, develop, kind of grow, not only physically, but maturity-wise. And I'm not saying Gardner needed that or any of these other guys, but just naturally, you're going to become a more calloused human being if you're going through all this. It's like, why not Drew Luck? Maybe he's another person to add to this story list.
Well, and he's been in this situation his entire career, so it's not like this is new for him. Like, I don't think Dan Jones has ever really been in like an actual open competition going into the year. Like, he just kind of, and especially for Dable and
it's not an open competition. He's getting paid $40 million.
Well, right, but you understand what I mean. If Daniel Jeremiah is saying, hey, there's a chance this guy could start, like, that was never even, up until this point in his career, that's never been talked about. It's Dan Jones is the starter no matter what.
How many times will we see Dayball throw his headsets because something Daniel Jones does?
That's what I mean.
5 or 6.
Like, those guys know, hey, like, if we don't win, we're going to get fired. So, like, why are we just going to put all of our chips in Dan Jones's basket? Might as well give Drew Lock a shot and see if he can do something.